Welcome into the Premature Evaluations podcast. I always almost want to say premature ejaculations, but it's Premature Evaluations. My name is Rodney Story, and I'm one of the hosts of this podcast and I guess video YouTube channel. I don't understand because I am older.
Hey,
But anyways,
and I'm in there with you.
yeah, I am one of hundreds of millions of people who suffer from PE, premature evaluation. And so we are hosting this podcast that is going to prematurely judge a book by its cover, next by the summary, and then by reviews. And every now and then we will be blessed with a SME, we'll call him, a subject matter expert on who has read the book and whether they like it or didn't like it. So, right. So, my co-host here is Eric Impram.
What's going on, everybody?
And this is our third podcast. And I just want to say the first two, we've gotten strategically better. The first one was, it test run, whatever. It was good. I thought it was great. Second one
Yeah,
got better. We learned a couple of things. And I think this one will hopefully propel us to the next level and we keep learning and growing. I will let you know this will probably be the last time I'm recording in here because it's hot as fuck. It's summertime in Arizona, and I'm in my garage. As you can tell, that's not a cool background. It's just a garage door, and yeah, it is fucking swamp ass in here. So
I brought extra gold bond for the next episode.
perfect. All right. Do you have anything going on this week that you want to talk about, or?
I mean, just as this is somewhat of a Mother's Day weekend, just happy Mother's Day to all the mamas out there. We couldn't have done it without you. Just in life and just in companionship. So hopefully all y'all had a great weekend and feel appreciated. And hopefully we're going to be talking about something near and dear to many people's heart, which is smut books.
Yes, the topic of this season, I'm going to call it this whole season. I don't know how many episodes we're going to record of these smut books, but there's hundreds of thousands of them, and people love them, right? It's a genre that people love. It keeps growing, has a huge fan base. So kudos to the writers and congratulations to the readers who enjoy them.
I know I've been educated and about a quarter of the way into my first smut book, and it is a slow burn, but some of these subject matter experts that have been educating me have told me just to hold on and buckle up. So I don't know if that's for my personal and professional life, but I'm trying to do both.
Are you reading it or listening it through audio books?
Good call. So I'm consuming it by Audible. Yes.
Okay. Curious, is it while driving?
Yeah, man.
Do
Yeah,
you
man.
pull that
So
like a red light and like, let me make sure this is really, really quiet?
oh, absolutely. And it's. I mean, the author is really cool. The book reads really well, but at the same time, I also know that I can't be listening to this at work.
Not safe for work. Got it.
No, sir.
Right. So let's get started. All right. I am going to share the cover.
I'm excited.
Here we go. So it was this one? Yes. Here you go, sir.
Ooh,
For
Ice
those who
Planet
aren't
Barbie.
able to see the
Oh,
video and listening to the podcast, go ahead and describe what you're seeing here.
yeah. So I'm looking at some like futuristic space, what looks like a book in space. Um, Ruby Dixon is the name of the author, and there is a very seductive brunette um, who does not really look clothed from the waist up. There is a dude with a very muscular back and like John Wick long style hair that is pointed toward her direction. So hit the back of his head is covering her chest, and then the words Ice Planet Barbarians, science fiction romance is in the Ice Planet Barbarians is in like this ice walled structure with the science fiction romance in the same like purple coloring as the author's name Ruby Dixon, and it seems to be all in space with like with the world in the background, and they're having some cosmic sex, just
So,
cosmic.
based off of Ice Planet Barbarians title and the cover of this book, What what's your PE on it?
Okay, man. As we are on smut books, this just has to be Battleship Galactica meets Conan the Barbarian. And what I hope that happens is, uh, as I'm 1/4 of the way into smut books, but 2 episodes in with our premature evaluations, I hope it's about space exploration, people with really interesting powers, and the fact that she has met this barbarian person that does not know how to be gentle in anything, like in
Yeah,
anything.
so I hadn't read any of it either, right? So, again, that's part of like the podcast, right? One person for the week would find a book that whatever topic we're or genre or niche that we're covering, and we're both really getting new into it, right? We don't actually know. The only benefit is the person who found it, it may have seen a couple little tidbits or like, oh, this seems funny, and had more time to think about it. So when I first saw this, I'm like, oh, that girl is straight looking into the sky because she's about to go to heaven. And this dude, yeah, you're saying he's very muscular back, but he's got to be like 7 feet tall, right? Because he's just like he looks gigantic. Not his
Yeah.
wiener. I'm just saying like his back. That's all you see. His back and the back of his head, and he's the color blue. So ice planet. So he to me he's the barbarian,
Hmm.
and he's blue because it's an ice planet. So
Oh,
that,
I would just say I have a family member that was talking about someone whose build seems very similar, right? And it's Reacher as a show, to which my response to how big of a human being Jack Reacher is on the show, not the movie. But I was like, man, that man's big. To which the family member replied, that person's big everywhere, and that's exactly how I describe the dude on the cover of this book.
right, yeah. And barbarian, I'm just he's. Remember, like watching Game of Thrones the first season, and they marry off Daenerys to Khal Drogo, and
Absolutely.
then he just beat her up every time. I feel like that's what's happening to this lady, right?
Oh,
Like she's, I don't want to get into the R word because I don't think that's really what's happening here because she looks like she's enjoying herself, but she's got to be hurting after this.
beating her up in the throes of passion. Like we're not talking
Yeah.
about that kind of violence, but what we are saying is, oh, she's on the O train.
Yes, for sure. She's in her intergalactic orgasmic cosmos
Ha!
and she just loves it. But now I'm kind of curious, right? So, Ice Planet Barbarians. How did we get here, right? They're humanoids.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess people write based off of what they know. Like, you can obviously, to make them an alien, I think the color blue is what just, separates them from the Earthling. But why ice planet, right? To me, I'm like, okay, so it's science fiction, romance, cool. Ice planet, I'm like, okay, so are they cold blooded? Are they snakes? Like, is that where
Ooh.
they evolved from? And I'm hoping it kind of would go into like evolution and stuff for this planet, like a little bit for me. That's the science fiction nerd I'm in. I'm like, interesting. Why are you blue? Is your sun a different shade of color? Like, getting into like
Hmm.
man and stuff like that, red, yellow, blue. White orbs,
Ooh. I no, that's a really good point, and maybe they're on a planet like Pluto, something that's furthest away from their sun, from the sun, super cold. We're probably in this like interstellar travel, which is light years later than our current day, if you will. And what I didn't realize, but I've now been educated on, is this whole genre within a subgenre, which is like smut. So you could have, for example, two people that do not like each other whatsoever, and all it took was this barbarian saving this woman's life, right? And all of a sudden, she gets full blown ladywood for this dude, much like a Beauty and the Beast in space.
So now, based off the cover, we know it's not on Earth, ice planet. Do you think that this lady is an Earthling, or do you think this is just completely in outer space?
My mind's telling me no. Right. My mind's telling me no. But in order for I think many people to get that hook as to why I need to care about this book, she's from Earth.
Okay.
He is not in
Okay.
all in
And
all facets.
so, oh, now that's a good question. So I had a premature evaluation there. I was thinking Ice Planet Barbarians. I'm thinking it's taking place on that planet, but if she's
Ooh.
an Earthling, did he come?
Yes.
Did
Yes,
he
he did.
did he show up to Earth and he happens to be called an Ice Planet Barbarian? You know what I mean? Like, are they invading?
Oh. That's a good one. I really hope that that's possibly the case where once again people from another planet coming to Earth. Nobody likes the the meetings that they don't know.
Right,
Um, so they're just like, you seem like you come in peace, but that's happened for like 90% of all the movies we've ever had. Can we trust you?
right.
And she says, yes, I'll give him a test run and see what happens.
They're fucking. They're taking all our women. We must fight. Okay. All
Oh,
right. Ice Planet Barbarians.
there
Okay.
we go.
So it's Ice Planet Barbarians. It's 3.63 stars, 179,592 ratings.
Damn.
That's a lot of people. And
Yeah.
almost 30,000 reviews. So good or bad, 30,000 people have at least read your book. So let's say
Yeah.
half of them bought it. You sold 15,000
Kudos,
copies.
Ruby.
Yeah.
Kudos.
All right, so here we go. You think being abducted by aliens would be the worst thing that could happen to me, and you'd be wrong. Because now the aliens are having ship trouble, and they've left their cargo of human women, including me, on an ice planet. And the only native
Woo.
inhabitant I've met, he's big, horned, blue, and really, really has a thing for me.
We totally nailed it.
Yeah,
We have to.
yeah,
Totally nailed this one.
absolutely. Like, well, genre, it says romance, science fiction, fantasy, alien, smut, audiobook, erotica.
Yeah.
So this
So,
is, yeah, this is what it is. Oh, okay. But now that I've read this, she's
yeah.
abducted, right?
Mhm.
So we know it's not on Earth now.
Okay.
So she's on his planet and on
Mhm.
his lap.
Ah,
Who are these other aliens that took him?
yeah, I mean, I wonder if you're now talking about. I said Battlestar Galactica. So for those that don't know much about the show, it's just a lot of people in space trying to find a new home with a lot of aliens that are trying to attack the people from Earth, if you will. So I wonder if they're almost like smugglers, if you will, that go back and forth between Earth and other planets. Because how else are they going to get women from like Earth women and ship them around, if you will?
Right.
But there's got to be, as you said, like a bunch of other planets as well. So outside of, let's just say, Martians or things like that, hopefully at least 15, 20 other types of people, types of aliens that we might be able to deal with in this book.
Gotcha.
And how many pages was this? Maybe.
This one shows it's 188 pages, so it's a quick read.
Okay. Okay. Straight to business.
Yeah, exactly. So now looking at this, come on. All right, so he's blue, and it's
Yeah.
Ice Planet Barbarians.
Mhm.
He's got to have a cold wiener, right?
Dude, the only way he can warm it,
Does
right?
he get
With,
warm? Like, I guess
with
friction,
some
right?
warm
But
embrace.
is it like a popsicle? Like, eh.
I mean, for 188 pages, I hope that there's at least something that makes him a little bit more like likable or relatable,
Right.
if you will. So to your point, I don't think it's a far fetched thing where that's his one um, unredeeming quality. Not like quite like this.
No, man, come on. He's horned. I imagine that's her saying he's gigantic.
No, he's big everywhere.
Yeah. All right. So, out of all these reviews, let's go ahead and read some of them, see what people are saying. I've gone
Yeah,
ahead
yeah,
and
yeah.
filtered it by most recent, I think, or I had. Let me go and do it again. So, newest first.
That makes the
Let
most
me.
sense.
So, a bunch of languages. So, if you guys want to read this book, by all means, it looks like they have it in every language in the world. I'm going
No,
through it.
sweet.
So, if it's easier for you to read for your native language, please check it out. it looks like there's a bunch of reviews for those as well. So we'll go into English so I don't see
Yeah.
any random stuff that I don't understand. But let's see the first one. So I feel like I shouldn't have liked this, but I did, and that will be enough for this review. And it's a 3 star. So
Okay. Like a safe,
yeah.
safe, easy read on a flight, good enough for me book.
Oh, oh man, I was going to ask this question. Hopefully you didn't see that review.
I
Question:
did not.
how many books do you think is in this series? Because it says it's earlier. I think it said that it was in a series. This whole thing's a series. Like what's a what's a large number you think would make this
I mean,
feasible? Like how many can you really write?
dude, it's funny how like in life, they said like men usually overestimate and women underestimate. I'm gonna choose underestimating. As I have now started diving into the smut genre, I would think that like 5 books, would be a moderate amount. Because why not?
So during my research, and I'm glad someone wrote this in their comments because I didn't want to have to count it, but she put, and it's a 4 star rating. She said, "I liked it. For my next trick, I will now read the entire series, which, by the way, is 19 books long so far. So
Holy hell!
far,
Holy hell! Like I wonder if all these books is what, double Lord of the Rings because you're just banging out these 188-page books, if you will.
right? Yeah. So if they're 100, less than 200, but every two is a pretty good sized book, right?
Yeah,
So
very respectable. Let's say close to 400 pages, as you said.
yeah, so let's think about it that way. If we cut it in half, that's still 9 full books, right? I don't want to say full
Yeah.
books because, again, this could be a great read for the 188 pages, but damn, 19 books. Is that okay?
Now,
I'm sorry. My mind's going to go there. So this is like 19 different women who are getting banged by these blue guys.
oh, okay. Or what if like I mean, you got the subject material. It's people in space. There's got to be different barbarians, different stories, different perspectives, and everything like that. Well, I would hope that the first 3 books are with the same characters, if you will, so
Right.
that you can get somewhat of a following.
I would hope
But
so.
yeah, man. Oh, wow. But 19 books. Now, question: by your initial research, because you hosting this week, would you read it?
But honestly, I would
Yeah.
not. It doesn't even seem like my thing. So let's go through a couple of our comments here. This
Okay.
was truly Cocoa Bananas. Okay. Sexy, horny alien with respect of boundaries. 3 star rating. Cool. And then this one,
Chapter permission,
absolutely
at
not.
least,
This
maybe.
book is god awful. I don't know what book talk is on for hyping this up, but I hated every second of it. 1 star. But hey,
Hate, hate, hate.
yeah, that's fine. Oh, would you like to read this one?
Oh, hell hath no organs.
I
Yeah.
give it a hell
Two
hath
star.
no orgasm like a woman sporn out of 10.
Oh man. Well, okay, 4 stars. 4 stars.
Yeah, 4 stars. This is definitely a chicken nugget read, and I cannot wait to read the rest of the series. These will now be my palate cleanser series. I giggled my way through the book and was a nice, fun, easy read. I love the Star Wars references, so so we got points for that too. That's cool. So Star Wars, I obviously is probably entertainment in that universe, so it's
Oh
kind of
yeah.
cool that it expands that territory. So I've never heard the term chicken nugget read. Have you?
No, like I wonder if that just means like short, digestible bites, like something you could just
Yeah.
easily
Okay.
just like,
That's
you
what I
know.
thought. I just never heard of it. So,
Me neither. But I will say though, ooh, you were saying something, something to the effect of if you would not read it, I'm interested to know which of
why?
our friends would, because this is
Oh,
the subgenres, man. I did not realize that you could just get taken in space, borderline tortured, if you will, and then turn to say like this is something. This barbarian, this captor, did something that makes me think I like this person now, and then give him the business.
oh man, who knows? So, 19 books and on an ice planet full of barbarians. Well, who knows? Maybe it's just this one dude. He's been lonely his whole life. Yeah, I wouldn't read it. I don't know who would read it. I mean, not that it's bad. It's just I don't know of all of our mutual friends, even friends that we aren't don't have mutual friends. Like, it never strikes me as the person who would read it, but I could be wrong, right? Like, everyone enjoys certain things. It's like, I found this by happenstance and I listened to it or I read it and it was quick and easy and it was just that. And I just took it as that. And so I just kept reading.
Absolutely. Well, I also wonder too. On one end, do you watch porn? Most people are like, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Game film. I need to work on my positions and this and that. Justify how you want. It's let your freak flag fly.
Oh,
But
okay. So
then,
someone found this book and fell into a pornado.
pretty much,
Yeah.
like I want to know. Like, granted, I am, for the record, happily married, right? But I do want to verify in some of these books what leads people to think a certain way about it. And I will tell you, the more you just say, hey, like when you couch this conversation in this is our first season is about smut books. So people, I find it funny. They're like curiously interested and disinterested. They're like, I wouldn't read it, but I want to know what you've read, or
Right.
you know what I'm
Right.
saying, or what is this court book you speak of? It's interesting whose heads turn that you never thought would read something like this. So I
Yeah. Yeah.
cannot wait
Exactly.
to use this newfound knowledge that you've given me and just say, hey, so have any of y'all heard of this Ice Planet Barbarians book? And I am to see the look on the face of who hasn't. I cannot wait for that response.
That would be funny. So that brings up a good point that you brought up, like talking about books. So if you're in the know, like, hey, that's a smut book, but like the one we just did, the Mist and Fury, based off
Yeah,
the cover, I wouldn't have known. I would, I saw covers, but I never read what it was about, right? Like just
yeah,
the synopsis, and I'm like, huh. I mean, the title alone, I'm like, that's probably about old English folks, whatever, what the fuck ever, I don't care. But
right.
but those are like ones that you could read comfortably, like on a plane, and
Yeah.
not and don't feel like you're going to get judged because it's like you don't know unless you know, and if you know, you enjoy it too, right?
If you know, you know, and it
So
absolutely.
that you've been networking a lot more than I have, which is great because now you're kind of getting sucked in and brought into this nice genre. And so there is a series that I have read that falls into the smut realm.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to name the series or the first book, but I am
Okay.
curious based off of your networking, because that's what brought up the Mist and Fury, right? You did
Yeah.
networking. It's like, this is one of the most hot, smutty books there is. And you brought it, which was great. And it was a great show, podcast. But I'm curious, in how many episode of you hosting will you then talk about this series that I've read?
Hmm.
And my guess is it will be within three because it's very popular, right?
Yeah.
But you wouldn't know based off the titles and the covers that
No.
it's smut.
No.
I'm trying to
Oh,
think about all three that I've read. Three of them already. I know, man. I'm sucked in, right?
that's just it. Now I do know that everybody has a different appetite for these, this genre at all. Case in point, like watching the Expendables with my wife. I call it action porn, right? And that's really all it is. You don't really believe the plot. You just know that there's a lot of things that are, going to be on the big screen coming like hot and heavy and everything. And for me, that's all I need. I wonder if that's same equivalent is for these smut books where they're thinking, look, I don't really need to have this epic and intricate world building. I just want to know how does the guy deliver the pizza, right?
And
That's
does it
all
come with
people.
ranch sauce all over my face?
That's
Sorry,
it.
I had to.
And man, that has been one of the coolest ways, which is funny because you could talk about like the weather, you could talk about like, kids and everything like that. But this whole genre, which I'm so grateful that you started off the podcast with smut books, you either A lean in and heavy, or some people say thanks but no thanks. But the level of interest I've seen in the past week has far outseated the thanks but no thanks. There's been at
Really?
least 15 books that have been recommended to me, right?
15?
Easy. And this is from guys and girls that are like, look, man, I just support my wife, and this is what our household is into right now. And I say, kudos y'all because it
Question.
spices things up. Go ahead.
So when you're asking these folks, are some of them married? Like they both read
Yeah,
it and oh, okay, cool.
yeah. And again, granted, like I read my wife's books just to makes pillow talk a little bit
You
funner.
ain't cheating on me through your mind. Let me read
Oh,
this book.
it's exactly
Who
it.
the
You can
fuck
read my
is
mind.
Benjamin?
Oh, Visconti, right. I always say, man, hey, I can think whatever I want to. If I'm too stupid to let it leave these lips, then you get mad at me all you want.
Oh, that's kind of
Absolutely.
cool. Like yeah, oh, that's both. My wife and I have read the same book, and she obviously enjoys it. She's not much of a smut reader, really, right? So,
Ooh.
but the world building that they did in this series is very very well done, and it's in a world in which I highly enjoy. And when it
Cool.
did that 180-degree turn into that smut realm, I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck am I reading here? But then I was like, I could just get past this, right? Yeah, I mean, cool. Can you get back to that stuff that I enjoy? And it did, right? And it was really well balanced, and that's why I'm
Ooh.
wondering with this genre
Yeah.
of smut. For me, you're doing far more marketing research, which is great. And for me, I'm just trying to find some funny shit. And so I
Yeah.
think it's a great blend of
Oh yeah.
two different perspectives, also, right?
Couldn't agree with you more. And I hope our listeners do feel the same way. There's going to be books that sometimes you just don't like, right? But having that mix of both, kind of like that Ready Player One, I like the action adventure, that post-apocalyptic world. Those are some of the books I'm into outside of the self-help books. But then you start adding those nuggets of the 80s and video games and music. And it was just from a time that I grew up in. So it helped layer on another level of like, if
Yeah.
you will, to a book. And so with these small books, I'm really hoping that, you know, a Back to the Future type of book with a little smut, like, salt and peppered in there or
Oh,
something
okay.
like that.
So
So I'm
yeah,
I'm hoping that I
to
get
all of our
referred more
listeners and
deeply.
those who may be on YouTube, feel free to comment the ones that you enjoy, that we could try to review or PE on, premature evaluate on it. So, because yeah, I'm all for wanting to understand what another series is, right? Because like again, the writers they're very intelligent. They're creating something, and I'm not gonna lie, that last episode with the Mist and Fury, I was like, this sounds pretty fucking good. I could get past the smut, if it's a good story, right? And so, yeah, if any of our audience members would like to go ahead and send us a couple of comments or recommendations, we would love to have it.
And we'd also love to have some future subject matter experts talk about the books that they know and love very well, because we're starting off with smut and we're going to go off into some other subjects as well. But nothing sells a book better than a passionate reader, and just being able to, because of last week's episode, I actually started off on the first book with the court, and I'm going to give it at least a two book of the series read. And what I hear from people is if you can get through the first, the second one is furious. And I just thought, oh man.
How are you enjoying this first one right now?
So it is a slow burn. And every time, and granted, I make fun of myself for saying this already, but it's almost like you're part of a book club and you're thinking, oh, the lead person in the story is acting kind of basic right now, to which everybody defends her. You don't say anything wrong about, Pharaoh, okay? Like she goes through it, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm just thinking it's 120 pages in so far,
Got
and
it.
I don't like this person's attitude, but I'm gonna stay the course, and I'm hoping that with a few of these other books that we're able to not only have the curiosity, but we get their full attention and read this as well.
Cool. That's very cool. I hope that this does help the writers and the people who enjoy this world get more fan base, because you're right. Like someone who's passionate about it really can upsell it. And if we could hopefully do a good enough job just to do an evaluation on it based off of just the covers and the quick synopsis and reviews, like maybe it'll generate some more revenue for those folks. Is what I'm trying to get. I'm trying to do this as a positive thing. So yeah, I mean, I'm kind of hooked on that other one. That series?
Hmm?
What is it? What's the series called? Is there an actual name for it?
So I guess the continuous theme is usually like a court of, and
Okay.
then
Oh, okay. So it all starts a court. Okay.
right, and I mean, granted, only two books in, so I was able to see that theme, if you will, and fine, five. I think that series is only five, but 19 to this one. Not to go on too much of a
Yes.
tangent. The one thing I will say about this author is the fact that if you're making these chicken nugget type of books where you can read it in quick, like maybe it's like 3 hours, possibly two, depending on how quick you listen or read. All you need, which is crazy, one book read by 50,000 people. Slowly but surely be able to build a following. Maybe it is worth at least a screen, if you will. Maybe like the first 50 pages.
Would you, based off of what we've seen so far, dive in?
If I
Dive in
got it for
cock
free,
first.
if I get it for free, man, I would at least give it the 50-page read, or the I would say the 45-minute listen to say, okay, I tried.
I got a question.
Yeah, if
Do you
I
think they use the word coxicle in this?
oh, it has.
It
I
has
mean,
to be, right?
that's a
Someone
joke.
has to have a coxicle.
Yes. No.
Like one of
If
the
it
Earth women
isn't
that are abducted. You, you took his coxicle. Come on.
cock,
If it's not, please put in like book 35 somewhere.
yes.
Just have it in there, please.
And
If you do, right, Ruby Dixon, shoot us a message and be like, "Hey, I put in coxicle." I will absolutely read that book.
absolutely. And I will recommend it to people with reckless abandon.
Oh, and you know what's going to end up happening? It's like, oh, I have coxicle in every one of these books. Fuck, now I have to read all 19. And then I
Oh,
become an Ice Planet Barbarian fan.
so at least I hedged my bet. I mean, if I see that word or I hear that word in the first 45 minutes, I will sound the alarm, let you know that you got a lot of reading to do.
All right. So that's it for this one for the Ice Planet Barbarians. Hey, it's 3.63 stars on Goodreads. Good and bad. It's really, I guess, if it's in the worlds or genres that you enjoy, it seems like a quick, easy palate cleanser, as one of the reviews said. And if not, it might not be for you. But hey, try give it a try. You never know what you like until you like it, right?
Absolutely.
I this again. I try to find some funny stuff. I enjoy this ones that you find that are a little more incognito. Got to be in the know, and we. I'm hoping that we can continue on and find some more great stuff. For everyone who's listening or watching, appreciate you. Keep liking, comment, subscribe, whatever it is that you do. We'll try to get out a episode every week, and hopefully we'll touch on the stuff that you really are passionate about, and hopefully we get a good review on one of those books you enjoy. That's all
Would
I
love
have.
to have it.
Yeah. So again, enjoy your week. Hope you enjoyed this. I think you all are great.
Dude, thanks for having us in
All
your
right.
life for a few minutes.
Have a good one, everyone. Enjoy the week. Bye
Yep.
bye.
Mm-hmm.